Welcome back for our Farm and Ranch News. With a compromise finally reached on the coronavirus economic recovery package, an aid package that responds to market losses sparked by the pandemic, will also help livestock producers. The deal struck between Congress and the Trump administration would inject roughly $2 trillion into the U.S. economy. For agriculture, a $14 billion replenishment to the Commodity Credit Corporation and a $9.5 billion for a new standalone USDA program that will provide support for producers impacted by coronavirus. Senator Steve Daines in an email said this includes Montana livestock producers, dairy producers, specialty crops, and producers that supply local food systems, including farmers markets, restaurants, and schools. More details with specific language are expected in the coming days. In other news, the U.S. State Department has said that it will keep processing visas for seasonal agriculture workers. That statement came shortly after an announcement that it would suspend routine visa services in most countries indefinitely. Farmers warn that suspending access to a legal immigrant labor force would threaten their livelihoods and the productivity of U.S. agriculture and limit the supply of fresh food items that are stocked in grocery stores. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. Returning back today, there is much uncertainty in the cattle markets in the wake of the coronavirus. Across the country, livestock producers continue to voice their concern and frustration with profits made by meat packers during the pandemic, in addition to last fall's Tyson plant fire in Kansas. Some ag groups are calling for a full investigation into what they call price gouging.
And I think that they're investigating these packers, I think, is the right thing to do. But that's going to take years to happen. We're living in an extraordinary time, and our leaders are taking extraordinary measures that affect the private and business lives of every American citizen. I think it's time they take some extraordinary measures to protect us against corporate greed. Demand that the packers pay a fair price for their product. Demand the packers charge a fair price for their product. If the packers were just paying us what they should be paying us instead of taking advantage of us, we wouldn't need a bailout.
Montana Attorney General Tim Fox is president of the National Association of Attorney Generals. This week, he spoke on the phone with U.S. Attorney General William Barr discussing price gouging and consumer protection in the wake of the coronavirus. He also brought up the livestock markets.
I wanted to relay to General Barr my concerns about allegations of price fixing within the cattle market. So we talked very candidly about what some of the meat packers have been doing, not just recently, but over the course of time. What they really have as a monopoly with some of these larger meat packer companies that have 80% or more of the market. I was fortunate to have talked to Joe Goggins at the public auction yards there in Billings, who's a friend of mine, and giving me information. It was a good conversation, and Attorney General Barr seemed genuinely concerned about this.
Attorney General Fox said his Office of Consumer Protection's Antitrust Division is also investigating last fall's Tyson plant fire in the current market situation. Well, friends, that's today's Farm to Ranch News. Have a great day.